Welcome. In this segment, we'll be discussing how to use SUNY-ESF subscribed databases, print journals, and e-journals. There are several ways that you can access the databases and journals, and the best place to start off is the Moon Library homepage, www.esf.edu/moonlib. One of the ways that you can access the databases from our homepage is to use the drop-down menu called Library Services. After clicking on that drop-down menu, you'll see the option called Collection Management. This is a view of the Collection Management drop-down screen, and we're going to actually go into the web page in just a minute so you can see that live, but that's just a screen capture. From the Collection Management web page, we have a number of resources, and many of the links here are live. So I can go in and I can see lists of what we have in print for periodicals and what we have for serials. And I can also have lists and access points to our SUNY-ESF subscribed databases. So for example, going into the Collection Management web page, I can go in and click on ESF Databases, and I'll see a list of all of our SUNY-ESF subscribed databases, and they'll be all hot linked. And this is just an example of some of the databases that you can access from the Moon Library homepage. So again, from that Collection Management web page, you would use that link and you would go in and access the databases and any electronic journals that you're accessing. Remember, if you're using this web page from off campus, prior to going to this web page, you're going to need to set up VMware, which stands for Virtual Machine. And you'll need to do that from the ESF Computing and Network Services website, helpdesk.esf.edu. And by setting up your VMware, you'll be able to act like you're on campus. It's a virtual machine. So you would create your VMware, you would log on to that from your computer or your laptop, wherever you have internet access, and you would be like you're on campus doing your research. So again, if you're off campus, you're going to need to set that up before you use this web page. On campus, not a problem. You would navigate to the Moon Library homepage, and then you would use all of the links that we have available. Let's go ahead and go into the Moon Library homepage so you can see how this all works. Here we are at the Moon Library homepage, again, www.esf.edu/moonlib. And right up at the top, there's the option for Library Services. So you can see on that drop-down menu for Library Services, the second choice is called Collection Management. And so let me give you an overview of this screen. You can see that this screen is comprised of lists. And so some of these lists contain things that we're subscribed to. For example, up at the top, you'll see lists of our journals. So if I was interested in seeing what we subscribe to, I could click on these and open these PDF files. There's that link to the ESF databases. Again, if I'm on campus, I could click right on that. And there's a list of our databases. And I would click on those. It's a live link, and it would take me to those databases. Remember, if you're doing this from off campus, you'll need to set up that VMware prior to doing this. Okay, let's go back a page here to show you the rest of the Collection Management screen. You also have a list of electronic resources here. So if you're curious and you're wondering, well, what journals are in the databases before I actually go in to search them, there's links here that will tell me, you know, I want to go in and search this database, but I'm not sure what the coverage is. So I can go in and I can take a look and see what the journals are before I go in to do my search. So again, these are going to be PDF files that have lists of journals, and then you're also going to have the links to the actual live databases. So let's review. Again, we're starting from the Moon Library homepage. Again, that's the Moon Library homepage. And then you're going to be looking at the top for the pull-down menu called Library Services. And there it is, Collection Management. And this is where you would want to go, again, for databases and journals. That's just one way that you can get into our subscriptions, our databases and our journals. I'd like to review one other way that you can access our resources. Let's go back here to our PowerPoint presentation. So another way that you could access all of these subscriptions is by going through the Moon Library homepage but using the catalog option. So when I'm in the catalog, I could very easily just type in the name of a journal or the name of a database to see what it is that I'm looking for, to get that link, to see the coverage that we have. So when you're in the library catalog, you would need to know the name of your journal or your database. And very important, you would always want to make sure you're choosing the option to just have Moon Library resources, SUNY-ESF resources come up. And you can do that when you look at the results by looking for Moon Library SUNY-ESF, or you could just limit your searches to Moon Library SUNY-ESF so you know you're just getting our subscriptions. Let's go ahead and take a look at how you would do that. We're going to head back into the Moon Library catalog, and right at the top here you'll see it says catalog. So what you want to do is you want to choose to do a title search, and you would type in the name of the database that you would like to search in. So for example, the database Environmental Sciences and Pollution Management. That might be a database that was recommended to me by a faculty, by a reference librarian, by a TA. It might be a database that I'm familiar with searching. I need to get to that access point and I need to get to that link. This is another way that you could go in. So you go to the Moon Library homepage, pick catalog, pick title search, and we'll go ahead and do our search for Environmental Sciences and Pollution Management. And we're going to click go. And you'll see that there's two entries. So it's very important to always be looking to see which one is the one for ESF or Moon Library. So I would always click on that one, and from that record there will be a link to the database. So again, there's two completely different ways to access this database. I can go to the Moon Library homepage, Library Services, Collection Management, and go through that option. Or I can just go to the library catalog, type in the name of my database, and I can get to my link right here from the screen. Now I'd like to point out that right now we're in something called the Classic Catalog Summit. There are two versions of the catalog that are currently running, the Classic Catalog Summit and another system called Discover. I'd like to show you the same search in Discover to show you the difference. So when I'm on the Classic Catalog Summit screen, you'll see there's an option for Discover. And I'm actually going to copy and paste this so I don't have to retype it, so we'll just copy, go into Discover, and we're going to paste it in. I'd like to show you the difference in how the screen looks. Again, this is the Discover system. It looks a lot different than the Classic Catalog, but you'll see right there, there's our database, Environmental Sciences and Pollution Management. The first one is not the correct one. The second one clearly says Moon Library ESF. So this is the one where I would use the link. Now I mentioned earlier we could limit our search to Moon Library. On this Discover screen, you'll notice that there's an option to limit by location here. There's a list of locations, and there's Moon Library. So I could click on Moon Library, and then I would know that everything that I'm looking at is just Moon Libraries, that these are all our current subscriptions and all of our holdings. So that might be another way of doing your searches, going in and typing your search, and then also selecting the location limit of Moon Library so you know that what you're getting is just for Moon Library. Let's go back into our catalog. Again, we're going to go back to the Moon Library homepage, and again, right up at the top, there's our catalog. But this time I'd like to show you a journal title search. There's a journal that I'm used to using. I'd like to use it in print, or I'd like to use the e-version. But I'm not sure if we subscribe to it. I'm not sure where the link would be. I would go into our catalog, choose journal title, and I would type in the name of my journal. We're going to do Journal of Forestry. And again, this is searching the Classic Catalog. And there's 3 results. And again, very important, you need to choose the one that's just for Moon Library or SUNY-ESF. I'll click on this so you can see what the entry looks like. And in this case, we have the e-version right here, and we also subscribe to the print. If you were using this from off-campus, you would need to have done your VMware ahead of time so that you could access the e-resource. On campus, not a problem. Go into the catalog, do your journal search, and you can use the electronic resource link right here. So again, let's review those steps. There's a journal that I'd like to use, and I'd like to find out if Moon Library owns it. Let me head back to the Moon Library homepage here. There it is right there, Moon Library homepage, esf.edu/moonlib. Journal I'm interested in. Again, I may know about it. I may have used it before. I'm not sure if we still subscribe to it. Do we have the e-version? I need to find that out. So right from the catalog, I would choose Journal Title Search, and I would type in my journal entry here, Journal of Forestry. And again, this is the classic catalog. I'm going to show you the same search in the Discover system in just a moment. But again, I want to reiterate, you always want to be choosing the one that says ESF or Moon Library. Let's go into Discover to show you what that search looks like again, because you may be in either catalog. So here we are in the Discover system. We'll search for Journal of Forestry. Again, it's going to look very different. And there we are, Journal of Forestry, Moon Library periodicals. We have the print version and we have the electronic version. Again, if you're not sure which ones are going to be Moon Libraries because so many results came up, you can always use the location limit and choose Moon Library. That's right over here on the left-hand side, Moon Library. So again, when you're in the library catalog, you can do it a couple ways. You can use the classic catalog, or you could use the Discover system. But the big thing to take out of this is to always choose the option that says Moon Library or SUNY-ESF. You always want to choose that resource so that you're getting what SUNY-ESF subscribes to. Okay, so let's review. We've covered quite a bit with our searching today. Again, to search for the databases, to see what we have in print, or to access our e-journals, you always want to start from the Moon Library homepage. Under Library Services, choose Collection Management, and that's where you get those nice lists that tell you what we own and where you get the hot links so you can actually access a lot of those resources. The other option is to go into the Moon Library homepage and choose Catalog, and just go ahead and type in your journal title or the database that you're looking for. And of course, always remember, if you're doing your research from off campus, to set up your VM or your virtual machineware before you start your research. And again, you can do that setup from the Computing and Network Services website, helpdesk.esf.edu. If you need any assistance through your research process, whether you're on campus or off campus, be sure to contact the Moon Library staff. We're here to walk you through this. We're here to help you. If you need any assistance, be sure to contact us. So that's all for this segment. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.